What's that? Anyway, hello loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for dropping back by. I know I've been MIA, but that's a story for another day, because the story starts today. It's hot, it's on fire. It's a story that I've been meaning to tell for the longest time. It's just that life's been getting in the way here and there, but I'm back and I'm better than ever. Yeah, Khale really wanna, guys. Khale really wanna. Like, I don't even wanna waste time. I'm getting straight into the video. I actually wish I had a drink for this video, cause child, doesn't need a sober mind at all. Anyway, without even wasting time, let's hop right into the story. And for the story's sake, I'm gonna have a Tabo. I'm gonna name him Tabo because y'all know I love the name Tabo, because Tabos are just so notorious for, like, they known for being notorious in every way. Wherever you can go, tell me you know a Tabo ongahlanye. Please lie and tell me that you know a normal Tabo, because I don't. So one of these faithful years, I was dating a nigga named Tabo. I was dating a nigga named Tabo. So it happened that along the way, you guys know that it happens muthi here and there, maybe based on certain things. So it happened once upon a time that him and I broke up. Like, us breaking up wasn't, yeah, well, it happened that we broke up, and during this period of time that we actually broke up, I started seeing someone else. Yeah. So it happened that he also saw someone else. Okay, he didn't actually see someone else. He had a one night stand with a girl in particular. We're gonna name her Mbali, because Nyabaza Mbali with Sivanchani, and that's exactly how this girl was. Hey, even worse. Yo, guys, get your shit together. Okay, so it happened that one time he had a one night stand with Umbali. Yeah, bro. So as he asked her for sexual intercourse, for sex. Yeah, and she agreed. Yeah, bro. So they did their thing once. They actually did it once, and then it happened that, like, a month or two later, him and I got back together. Yeah, well, most people that don't know the story actually don't know that him and I had broken up. For some odd reason, they think that he cheated. That's why Umbali and her friends were going so insane. At that point, they were actually obsessed with me, but it's okay. Like, it's okay, guys. So it happened that we had a one night stand with Umbali, and then months later, like a month or two later, him and I got back together. So when him and I got back together, he never disclosed to me that he had a one night stand, Nombali, and another girl in particular. But she's not important, because she was never a problem. She understands what it means to smash and dash, it's okay. Hi, Kantu Umbali, okay, chile. Yeah, okay, fine. And I'm going to tell another story of Umbali in particular. Guys, I don't know if that girl was desperate for love or what the hell was going on, but I have so many stories I'm going to tell you about Umbali. So stay tuned and remember the name Umbali, because I'll definitely be speaking about the same person. So it happened ukuthi Umbali kusho ukuthi ukhethile, ne? I'm going to tell the story less what actually happened, because it's another story that's actually coming after this one. How Umbali, okay, Chile. Umbali went say, me and this guy, we got back together. So there's this other day whereby, after we had recently I think we had gotten back together that weekend. So I was at his place, you know when you've just gotten back together with your partner, you guys are bonding, everything is nice, everything is fun, we chatting, gumnandi. The one mistake he made was not to disclose the fact that he had a one night stand with Umbali, because I disclosed to him when we got back together that, dude, listen, since me and now I actually made up with someone else, this and this happened, but I'm letting this nigga go so that you and I can fix things, right? That was my truth. Hey, like, speak your truth. That was my truth in Kumbula Usiagum said, he was like, speak your truth. Oh my god, I've never died so hard, but it's fine. Okay, I told him my truth, and I ended things with the nigga in particular. I ended things with the nigga in particular, and I fixed things with my person. So that particular weekend we were together. I think it was during the week, or it was on a weekend. I think it was on a Saturday. Yabo. We cooking, we bonding, we drinking, singing a potlela. Like, it's nice, guys. Like, it's nice. We hitting it off like a roof on fire. Everything is pashash, right? So Umbali calls while we're in the kitchen cooking. As she calls, he answers the phone. Dude, he answered the phone because he didn't know the number, because apparently he deleted Mbali's number, so he no longer had Mbali's number, right? So when she called, he wasn't aware of who was calling. So the moment he asked her who he's talking to, and the moment she responded, I could definitely see the change in his face. Guys, right? So I could immediately see the change in his face. Nah. This is not a friend. So what did I do? I opened my ears and I became attentive. Hi, alright, sharp. I wanna stress again. And then he's like, okay, Sharp, what can I do for you? And then I think she said, please get on WhatsApp, or she said, I've been sending you messages on WhatsApp or something like that, and you're not responding WhatsApp. And then he was like, that's another thing that actually made me realize that something is up, because you don't just disclose such information for no reason. Usually when you disclose such information, it's simply because awufuna ukuthi lo muntu lo akhulume izinto ekungamelanga azikhulume at that specific time. All right, cool. I get hormonite. All right, finally, he talks to Mbali, right? They talk on the phone. He's like, oh, okay, Sharp, what's wrong? And then I don't know what she said, because I couldn't hear what she was saying on the other line, but I could hear his responses. And then he was like, I will go Sharp. Yeah, pale conversation. So as the conversation ends, I asked him, I'm like, who is it? Yeah, well, he became honest. He was like, Wumbali, this other girl. I'm like, why is she calling you at this? It was 7, yeah, well. I'm like, why is she calling you at this time? What's up? What does she want? Yeah, well. And then he was like to me, nah, she was saying to me, she needs to talk to me. Yeah, well, I'm like, how about right? He's like, nah, don't worry about this girl. Umazi through Isquiza Sam. My sister-in-law, I know her through my sister-in-law. They work together, so I once gave her a lift, so that's what happened. I'm like, okay, Sharp, cool. He still doesn't disclose to me that he had a one-night stand with this Han, right? And then as time goes by, I think she sent a message on WhatsApp. She was talking, and then I saw the conversation, right? I asked him, I'm like, dude, Gashe, what's happening? Yeah, because the number wasn't saved. He never saved her number. But then I could see the conversation, that where it started, because she was like, I'm still waiting for you to send me the song, blah, 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 or something like that. And then he was like, okay. And then he sent the song, and then and then it came a time whereby she texted, she was like, and then he was like to her, Ufuna is sex. Yeah, well, he literally asked her that, he was like, do you want to have sex? And then she was like, yeah, ganyan. Alright, Shapu. And then apparently, according to him, they never met. So when I asked him, I was like, dude, what's happening between you and this Hanya? Because this is clearly the same number. One thing about me, I'll remember a number, guys. I was good at maths. I was good at numbers. Whoever went to school with me knows. If you know, you know, right? So he's like to me, you know what, Sabine, let me lay it down to you. Yeah, well, the time that you and I had broken up, I had sex with this girl. I literally asked her for sex and she agreed. Yeah, well, I'm landa, this and this and this and this, too, and then I had sex with her. I'm like, oh, okay, that's all that happened. He's like, yeah, it was a one-time thing. Yeah, well, a one-night stand. I'm like, okay, sharp. So it happened that, I don't want to go too much into detail because I'm going to make another story time about this solely. But then it happened that there was a point where I spoke to Umbai, right? When me and Bali spoke, I asked her, I'm like, dude, do you love this nigga? Yeah, well, she's like, no. I'm like, dude, why do you keep on contacting this nigga? Because this nigga never contacts you. You're the one that contacts me. She laid it down to me. She's like, nah, Mina, like, it was a one-time thing. I'm not in love with this nigga. I don't want your man. Yeah, well, Mina, I was just talking to him. And like, I'll go further into detail in the next story time because that's not about that. Okay, sharp. How? Umbali, as time goes by, after that, Vele, my man blocked her, my ex blocked her, they never spoke again, life went on, right? And then this one day, it happened with me. Things were going so bad in my life. And then my man, things were going so bad in his life. But he did not disclose to me, Uhambile, Wayo consultant to a Sangoma. and found out ukuthi umbali umfakele umuthi. You understand? Umbali umloyile, and I can't disclose ukuthi umloyile ukuthi kwenzakaleni because it's not my story to tell. But then one thing I can say ukuthi it involved the weenie and it not getting out. Okay, Shapu, he never disclosed that information to me, and we were not fully living together, so I had never realized the problem. When he realized okay, Shapu, so he quickly went to consult, or his dad told him to go consult. I don't actually remember what happened. He doesn't disclose to me we was consult and they told him this and this and this. That's why he cut Umbali off. He no longer has a number. Even till today, I swear, if anyone can mention Bali's name to that nigga, he literally goes insane. He don't wanna hear shit. And into guys in guys, because once I find out or I keep that person is gonna hate you to bits. I swear to God. I'm saying this because I saw it happen live between Umbali and Tam. Hey, yeah. Sorry. So it happened, Ruti. How we continued, right? We continued dating. Everything was nice. It was nice. And then it happened, Ruti. It came to a point whereby me and I, we broke up because we were constantly fighting. Like it got to a point where we were just fighting so much, so we broke up. I don't even want to lie to you guys, ne? I swear to God, Uguti, I broke up with that nigga, ne? And the moment I broke up with that nigga, everything in my life started going right. Everything in my life went well. That's when I even got a job. Like I signed my contracts for a job. Okay, like before we get there, right? It happened, Uguti, one day I go to a braai. So my year to a braai very like it was at my pastor's place. It was a braai, end of your braai, whatever. We drinking, we chilling, it's just fun vibes. And then it happens that one of my priests, he comes to me, he's like, Gimme, you know what, Sebe, I haven't seen you in a long time. How are you? How's school and everything? I tell him, I'm like, oh, I'm done with school, I'm done with school. I'm back home now full time. I'm in North Bank full time. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I actually started a business. I was selling food because I have a mobile kitchen. Very big things. I'm a plate, I'm a quarter and stuff. So I tell him, no, I started a business, I'm doing this and this and this. It's but my business, I had to put it on hold due to Uguti now, and I no longer have transport, so now I start laying down my problems to this nigga, to the priest. He's like, give me, you know what's name? I don't want us to talk about this here because I can see you having a good time and I'm having a good time, and it's not the environment for us to be talking about this. Mara, there's something seriously happening now. Or please come to me tomorrow if you are going to be going to church. How following thing is meaning that first month we so I'm like, you know what, nah. Everything that the priest told me and some of the, because he told me, he was like, nah bro, like I can see you're trying to succeed, and you're not succeeding because you're not putting in the effort, or you're not succeeding because izinto generally vele azikhambeli kahle or lento yenzayo awuyikhoni. You understand? You meant for success. It's just really there's certain things that are hindering you from getting to where you're supposed to be. In the morning when I wake up, I'm like, because at that time, guys, my life was in shambles. I was broke. I had just closed up my business. Like, me and my partner were constantly fighting. Like, we were fighting every fucking chance we would get, right? Alright, sharp. And it wasn't normal for us, like for Tina, because that couple, like we have fun together, we do everything together, and so it wasn't normal. Okay, sharp. After that happened, it happens with I'm like, okay, shoot, this is happening. Uganchi. Let me go consult. It's wise for me to go consult. I go consult, guys. Man, because guys, I was generally raised in a family whereby we believe in idlozi, but then my dad is a priest and I was raised as a Christian, like in you know, all of those things. Just me flexing him due to certain, preferent life choices or guys, I don't like people at church. I just feel like they're way too judgmental for me to be in that environment. But anyway, we move. So when I went there, he started like, guys, that man laid down the honest truth about my life. Me being from the background that I'm at, I wasn't familiar with the street, so I didn't know at all. So I needed him to explain to me what is happening. He explained everything to me. He's like, nah, he literally described Umbali in a nutshell. You understand? He's like, and the ntombazana le ayenzi wena ayikufakelanga wena kuphela isichitho lo muntu lo uloye umuntu wakho ukuthi kwenzeke sona. I'm like, umuntu wami. He's like to me, ngicela uze nomuntu wakho la. That's how I found out afterwards Umuntu had actually consulted without me knowing. Because after my consultation, the way I was so scared, you understand, I literally called that nigga. I was like, dude, when's the sona? So I went to consult. Like this one, I was at a bribe when so today I went to consult a sangoma. He told me this and this, and he told me that you should also consult because he can see what's my partner, which is you, obviously. Now we're back here, and those are some of the things that are affecting us in our relationship due to certain things that we were facing at that time. He's like, give me Sebe, I need to tell you something. I'm like, speak my G. He's like, okay, sharp. He comes, he fetches me. Now he sits down with me. Now he starts laying down the truth. He's like, you know what, I found out ukuthi lo muntu lo in particular. He's like, he even tells me, he's like, dude, umuntu okufakela isichitho nyamazi ukuthi ubani. I'm like, what? Ubani? He's like, umbali dude, mina ungenze so. And I didn't want to tell you this because I felt like you were gonna leave me. I felt like me telling you that was going to hinder us progressing in our relationship because when Filangan maybe uzosaba or in, and I never thought that she would actually go to the extent of ukuthi aloye mina aphinde aloye nawe angakwazi nokukwazi. You understand? I'm like, dude, you don't tell me the shit. Okay, after that, I took the conscious decision to actually depart that relationship. We broke up. I kid you not, less than 2 or a week or 2 weeks after we broke up, I signed a contract for a job. I had been job hunting the whole year. Next. I broke up with that nigga in Zakanya. Like, I kid you not, right? Okay, fine. As time went by, okay, I signed my contract and everything. So, Waham, I think until like 2 months. Not December, because then, okay, sharp, let me to keep on the streets, so nanani, you know, imbiza, what, iswash, and all of those things. Ngaba right. We got back together because mina angizwa and inclusive I pagela, guys. One thing about the heart, it wants what it wants. So me and the nigga, we got back together, and at that time when we got back together, we spoke about everything. We were all completely honest to each other, cards on the table, wet, okay? And then it happened that one day we were chilling, drinking, and so he goes out. We are elokshini. Magaya elokshini, begaya kasiswake, he went to drop up. I think he was going to drop off machine 11. I forgot. So when he left, I'm like to him, nah, you go, because I was busy cooking. So I'm like, nah, go, so that when you come back, I'll probably be done cooking, and then we can continue chilling and drinking. Because we were bonding, honeymoon phase all over again. One thing about me and that nigga, every time we got together, it was like the first time. Like, one thing I'll give credit to him, I'll give him that. He always gave me a time to remember. He comes back, okay, he leaves, he comes back. He is so energetic, and he's like, baby, he's screaming, Asangena from Ngaphandle. He's like, babe. I'm like, king. He's like, yo, Leafy, you'll never believe what happened. I'm like, what? He's like, I met with, I'm gonna name her Ntogozo. It's like, I met with Ntogozo as cutting women look she la so you won't believe what she said. I'm like, what did she say? She's like, yo, she laid it down to me, bro. She was like to me, nah, yo, she heard Uti Mina, I slept with Umbali. She warned me, she was like to me, be careful, brah. You know, which look at law, we are lawyer, look at law, Mina, 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason I'm not longer with my baby daddy is because of her. This and this and this. So everything that Untogozo said to my man was just like what corresponding. You understand? So when he got back, he's like, babe, you, like, I believed you, I knew what you were saying was true because she did it to me. But now that I actually heard it from someone that was her friend, because the person that was speaking, like, they were like close friends, and then she found out or something like that, I'm not sure how. When he told me that, he's like, babe, dude, you were right. Look at Lorna, ukufakele isichitho, look at Lorna, uyenze so, look at Lovele, uyaloya, thakatha. He sent her a message, he was like, yeah, when I'm a lawyer, stay away from me, whatever. Guys, apparently she got that message, she was crying, she was like, yeah, I mean, about something like that, lawyer. Like, yo. Anyway, moral of the story is that this Han bewitched me, uloye mina, because of that nigga. And she didn't even know me. When I tell you, go to her, because of that nigga. For Uguti yena, babe no one night stand. When I was not even in the picture, was actually kind of wild to me. I don't want the story to be like super duper long because I'm just getting back on YouTube, so I don't want to bore you guys. But if you want me to go like fully in detail with the stories, as I've told you guys that I'm going to do a next story time based on the interaction I get with you from this one, do tell me and I'll definitely make the stories a bit longer with more detail. But moral of the story is that this Han umbali ungloyile angloyela this nigga wangfakela isichitho. Like, it was unbelievable. She literally wanted to ruin my life because of a nigga that's not even my husband. Make it make sense, because child, at this point, I don't even know. Anyway, moral of the story, guys, be aware of the people that you keep close to you. Be aware of your partners, because you may know what you are doing, but you never know what your partner is doing. You never know Uzi, your friend, because based on what Ntokozo said, I realized Uzi arangloyanga mina phela because of that nigga. But then she even wired to the extent of okay wa lawyer because of jealousy. You understand? So be aware of your partners you keep. Be aware of the friends you keep, because abanye abangani banomona umuntu uzokloya kloyela into ongayazi, umuntu uzokloya kloyela indoda yokuthi you never even gonna spend a future with that nigga. So guys, be safe. Manivakashela abantu benu. Don't just leave your things lying around there like underwear, because that other hands are gonna get in there and uzothatha izinto zakho, and she will definitely use that against you, because in her mind you are the barrier between you and that black king. Right? Only to find that you don't even know what's happening in the situation. She hated me for shit I knew nothing about, but that's her baby, because it even got to a point whereby I actually felt like this Han was obsessed with me, because it got to a point whereby I think she told all her friends about me. All her friends were now sending me friend requests. I was accepting some people because I didn't even know, and then I realized like the shady comments, you know, on Facebook, on the shade that like just the shadiness, it just became a bit too much for me to handle. But then anyway, uNkulunkulu put her in her place. Yena uyazi ukuthi ngisho ngani, and I know because she's lived to suffer the consequences alone till today, and for the rest of her life she will suffer. So uNkulunkulu does answer prayers, and uNkulunkulu, guys, God will fight for you. Trust God to fight your battles for you. There is no need ukuthi umuntu umfakwe umuthi. There is no need ukuthi uphindisele okubi ngokubi. Just be careful of the people you keep in your life and around you. And babes, yekani ukuloya, guys, yekani ukuloya. Love and light.